What's up, y'all? It's your boy DDS618, and I'm here with another dope game that I found while I was perusing Twitter called Brok the InvestiGator. Yes, investigator means the actual gator. Pretty cool. So I was checking out this game, and I decided, let me just, do a video on it, share my opinions and my thoughts. I haven't beat the game at all. I haven't got a chance to beat it yet. But before I continue doing this review, I do want to point out that I did receive a key from Key Miller for this game. So very excited to get a chance to play this game, review it, and give some thoughts on what I think the game is and how I like it actually.
Huh? A fire? Where am I?
Brok the InvestiGator is an indie game, and it's also a point-and-click game and also a beat-em-up game. So it's a lot of games in one. Pretty dope game. We got a chance to check it out. And one thing I liked about it right away is that they have voice acting. Normally point-and-click games don't have voice acting. They don't have any voice acting at all. It's kind of just music playing in the background, a lot of reading, and you just start doing this sometimes because it's just so much reading. There's so much reading. But this game does have voice acting, which I thought was a very nice touch. Also, the game was funded through Kickstarter as well. So to see a Kickstarter game go and get some much needed voice acting, have a different, I guess, diversity of a game in a sense, because most games they're either the same thing, they try to copy something else, things like that. This game doesn't seem to do that from what I played so far. And like I said, I haven't beat the game at all yet. I played pretty much most of the first say 30, 45 minutes, something like that. Played most of that. So the game is pretty cool, and I really did enjoy being an investigator. Like the game starts off with a very interesting plot. I'm not gonna give that away, but it starts off with a very interesting plot, and I really enjoyed the fact that I was able to switch it up from mouse and keyboard to controller. So a little bit of accessibility just on that front. But speaking of accessibility, let's get into some of the deeper accessibility options that they have. Brok the InvestiGator has a lot of accessibility options, some that I was pleasantly surprised to see in a video game, especially a point and click game. The fact that they made Brok the InvestiGator a game that you can play if you're blind is amazing to me. That is one of the coolest things I've ever seen because, blind people game too. So the fact that they're able to actually play a game like this, a game that I enjoy seeing visually, I can only imagine how they feel being able to see or play this game without having a visual component, but having an audio component as well. The sounds sounded really good. I know it sounds weird, but the sounds sounded really good. I didn't have any issues with the sounds. I love the fact that all the text is pretty much on the screen. You see every single word being spoken. That helps me out as a hard of hearing guy. I'm able to hear read the words in case I mishear them, or maybe I don't hear it clearly enough. But they're able to do that. But the other cool thing I like about this game is that you can actually skip all the puzzles if you want to. So let's just say you're like, I don't feel like dealing with puzzles. I don't feel like being puzzled. I don't feel like being confused. You can actually turn the puzzles off completely and just go through the gameplay for the story. And let's say also that you're kind of like, man, I don't feel like fighting. I don't want to fight. I'm good. I'm tired. I don't want to fight. You can actually skip the fights as well. So you can automatically skip the fights and win. I'm assuming I didn't put that on to test it out. But that's pretty cool that they have so many accessibility options, especially in a world that more disabled gamers are coming through and actually kicking a lot of butt as well. So it's very, very cool that they have a puzzle for blindness. They have simplified rooms. They have the repeat buttons, wall vibration, a lot of different accessibility options that most games don't have. I think that's a very cool addition to this game, and the fact that they made it fully accessible for blind gamers is just amazing. It's one of the few games that I personally seen to say, hey, you ain't got to see nothing. You can still play this game. You can still beat this game, and you can still enjoy this game. So I love that fact about the accessibility options. The fighting mechanics of the game is pretty simple. You do have a tutorial that you can go through a little bit later in the first part of the game, but I do like the fact that you're able to fight off the bat without really taking an L. In my opinion, you're able to fight and gain some experience, which I also thought was cool. You gain experience points, you can increase certain abilities and things like that. So I love the fact that you're able, has a little bit of RPG element to it in a sense, not really all the way, but kind of sort of, that you do have a little bit of RPG element. You're able to increase and grow your character basically the way you want to do it. Maybe somebody wants to put all their points in strength. Maybe somebody wants to put in another option. Whatever it is, you get the chance to do that. I like the fact that it's a little bit more choice within the game, which sometimes you don't get that choice in point and click adventure games. So it's really, really cool to see that. But as far as the fight scenes, I didn't have a problem with the fight scenes. I thought they were pretty cool. You get to do the special moves and things like that. And sometimes you get your butt kicked, which is fine. It's not really fine because I don't like losing, but it's okay. I still have fun playing the game. So I enjoyed the fight scenes. I enjoyed the fighting mechanics. It's not as bad as I thought it would be for a point and click games. I've seen some point and click games with some very, very bad fighting mechanics. This one has very decent fighting mechanics where I can still enjoy it, still knock somebody out. So yeah, see me if you want to. I'm a gator. Hit you with my tail. Anyway, one of the things I did enjoy about the game is that you're actually able to explore within the game. They also have a mini game within the game. Obviously, there's mini games within the game. It's called a mini game. Duh. But they do have a mini game in there where you get to go through trash and try to find treasures and things like that. I didn't really win anything one time I tried it. Would love to try it again, get a little bit of the mechanics down a little bit more. But I really did enjoy the mini game. I did enjoy the game as well, the main game as well. I think one of the things I didn't like was that there is a lot of talking. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of talking. Like and that's just my personal preference. I don't like an absurd amount of talking. I kind of like get to the point. Something I'm working on myself, and getting better at that. Sometimes you gotta listen and go through the story. You can't just rush through everything, DDS. Gotta slow it down, listen to the story, and just listen to the talk. They did put all this work into the dialogue, and you're just skipping through it. Yes, I'm talking to myself right now while I'm talking to y'all. Weird, but dialogue was a little bit too much for me. But I think if I really played it for real, because I was kind of just playing it just to get some recording, I think if I actually sat down, really played it, I would enjoy the dialogue a little bit more. So next time I do a game like this, I'll make sure to actually sit down and play it to enjoy it instead of sit down and play it and record some footage for a review like this. The other thing I did like about the game is that I was actually able to explore and investigate things within a room. It's called, I'm an investigator. Yes, I'm a gator. So I get to investigate things. I get to find puzzles. Actually, one of the coolest things that I was able to find was like the little ad within the game. You're actually able to find ads and save them to give you hints within the game. So let's say you get stuck somewhere, you can actually click the ad and spin the ad or whatever, I guess the token, something like that. You can spend it and get hints within the game. So it's not like you have to be stuck somewhere and you have to be like, well, let me go to Google, let me go to YouTube. You can actually get hints within the game. I think that's really cool that a lot of games are missing. I know PlayStation copyrighted something or patented something where they'll be able to do something like that, but you got to pay for it. I prefer this way. I prefer have me find it. Let me search the room. Let me do a little investigative work. See what I did there? Investigative work and find tokens that I can spend in the game. I think that was very clever. I like the way that was done. Very nicely done. A nice touch by the developer on that one. So that's my review of Brok the InvestiGator. I did enjoy the game. I only played about 45 minutes of it. I see it's about a 15 to 20 hour game. So I'm not 100% sure how the game ends or how it flows or anything like that. I'll probably do some gameplay of it just on my own, take my time, really enjoy it, things like that. That way I can like fully pay attention to the story. I kind of didn't want to spoil myself because I'm going to play it later. But you know, I did enjoy the game. So you can buy the game on all consoles. It's on Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, and even the Steam Deck. And it is Steam Deck certified, or it's on Steam, but it's Steam Deck certified. It's also on GOG and itch.io. Bunch of places you can get it. I'm sure you can like find it Wherever preference you would like to play, whether you like to play it on PC. The one thing I do like is that it is controller compatible. Controller compatible. There we go. It is controller compatible, and it also works with the mouse and keyboard, and you can kind of mix it up. I think I was moving with the mouse and pressing A on the controller or something like that. You can mix it up a little bit. I like the fact that there's a lot of accessibility options within the game. You kind of play the game the way you want to. You just want to do straight story. You can do straight story. You want to take some time and actually solve the puzzles, you can solve the puzzles. Or if you want to skip it, you can skip it. I think that's a really, really good job by Calcat, the developer of Brok the InvestiGator. So I enjoyed the game. I would give it a thumbs up. If I had to rate on a like scale of 1 to 10, probably about a 7.5. That's just after 45 minutes of play. So I don't know if it'll go up or down later on in the game. I'm pretty sure it'll go up because I actually enjoyed it. But that would be my rating as of right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hope you guys enjoyed what I said. Hope you guys enjoyed my blunders and all that. But if you enjoyed this content, man, go and smack that follow button or subscribe button somewhere around there, down there somewhere. Smack that button, and I'll see you guys with the next review. I appreciate y'all for staying tuned. And yeah, we're going to have a lot more to come. Appreciate y'all.